Hi, Jan here. So I'm going to talk to you about the 8 steps of Zentangling. This is a great way to relax with your students in the fall, either remotely or in person. So Zentangling is pretty simple. You can get a Zentangle kit at Walmart or Michael's or online. And the toolkit will come with pencils, pens, tortillons or torchons for shading, and fancy Zentangle paper that's sort of like a cardstock that absorbs the ink very well. But you can also just use a plain blank piece of paper, which is what I'm going to be using today. So I just have this pad of paper and a pencil, and if I'm taking a group of kids outside, this is all I would need. So the first step in Zentangling, step 1, is gratitude and appreciation. I want to stop and just take a minute, take a few deep breaths, be appreciative of where I'm at. I'm thankful for this beautiful day. I'm thankful for the trees around me. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be creative and to create something. I'm thankful for this blank piece of paper, the trees that made the paper, the pencils. You can be grateful for a lot of things. It sort of goes on and on once you start down that path. And more things will come to your mind as you go through this. It's very meditative. Step 2 in Zentangle is to draw your corner dots. I start with a clean white piece of paper, and I want to consider the concept of yin and yang, lightness and darkness. We all have lightness and darkness in us, and that's the concept that we're going to sort of see as we go through this. So step 2, those corner dots, I'm just going to draw 4 dots on my paper. Doesn't matter where they are, they don't have to be perfect. That's step 2. Step 3, I'm going to draw a border by just connecting these dots. They do not have to be perfect, but I'm just going to connect them, and now I have a space where I'm going to be doing my creation. I started with a blank piece of paper, and now I've got a little mini canvas. I'm going to draw, for step 4, a string or a separation. And I might do a straight line or a curvy line. It doesn't matter, whatever I'm feeling. And that brings us to step 5, which is where I begin my tangle. A tangle is a meditative pattern that I'm going to draw, and I like to sort of start pretty simply. When we talk about multiple intelligences, some people will feel that they are artistic and have that ability. Some people, art might be a stretch. So whether art is a strength or a stretch for you, you can still do this. My first tangle that I'm going to do is simply drawing circles in one of my spaces. So I've filled that space with circles, and they do not have to be perfect circles. I just filled that space in. Now, step 6 in Zentangle is to add shading. And again, this is where I get into the yin and yang, that lightness and darkness. So I'm going to fill in the shades, fill in the spaces in between all these circles. And I'm going to be paying attention to how heavy I need to apply the pencil to make it as dark as I want it to be. I'm going to fill in all this space. You can use also a Sharpie or ink to fill in those spaces, but I like to just use pencil. It really gives me an appreciation for just the simple tools. And I can further shade it by just adding a little C shape here. So I'm going to go through and just add a little C shape to all of these circles, and then I can go in with a torchon and soften it. So I've added a little bit of shading here, and you can see that it gives my circles a little bit more depth and presence. I'm going to go in and I can add any other lines that I want to the side here. Step 7, initial and sign.